Welcome to the Kyzen stand here at SMTA Guadalajara. Delighted to be joined by my old friend Tom Forsythe. Good to see you, Tom.
Good to see you, Trevor.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
It has been actually, but it's good to be back down here in Mexico, where everything's booming by the looks of it.
Absolutely, we're here. You can hear the background noise in the show, and it's because there's lots of people here, and it's early.
That's true.
The local customs are for people to visit these events later in the day.
Yep.
I think it's already crowded, and it's going to be pretty interesting as the day pushes on.
That's right. Yeah, it's morning time. I mean, the old Mexitronica show didn't start till 2 in the afternoon.
That's right. Years ago, it didn't actually start till 2.
And it finished at 10.
Right. It's an interesting day. But of course, the restaurants were just opening for dinner. So.
Yeah. So anyway, let's talk about some of your process control systems. I mean, you started out in process control 25 years ago.
Literally 25 years ago. It is the silver anniversary of the Kyzen PCS that was introduced to help process control mainly on inlines, because they're a very dynamic control challenge for cleaning. A number of years later, we came out with the Kyzen Analyst, which is here closer to us. For the batch cleaners, a much less dynamic environment, but yet one that needs precise monitoring and reporting so people can document their process. We're all about keeping track of all the fine details. Everything's a lot traceable these days. Our customers need to prove that a particular batch or lot was properly processed, and these tools provide that data that helps them deliver that to their customers.
Right. And one of the beautiful things about the system you've got, though, is that of course you've got your own software. You make your own software in house, but you make it really simple.
Well, and that's the key. One of the advantages of having the software team in-house is they're more available for influence, okay? And that and not just me or the marketing team or even the engineers. The salespeople have influence. They'll say, I was out with the customer and they have one of these and they did this and it was kind of unexpected. What do you think about that? And that'll give them an idea. So there's constant, often small things that are constant improvements because we're listening to our customers and saying, gee, how can this tool provide a little more value, be a little easier to use? Like here, not only is it color-coded green, yellow, and red, at this point we're green because things are okay, but there's a little smiley face. I mean, it's a little fun, but it helps everybody understand it. Some people might be colorblind.
Right.
Most people can tell the difference between a smile and a frown. It kind of gets those things together. And those are just small things. It's also visible from across the room.
Yeah, exactly.
As you're walking by, an engineer could be busy with his day, wandering by. He glances over while he's passing the tool, sees that it's all okay. That he doesn't have to go over and tap something, pull up a special screen. He can just get it right with that moment's glance, which is, they're busy people. Right. And making their life easier is an important job for us.
Absolutely. So you've got the two versions. You've got this version that does for the inline systems, and then you've got a different system, process control system for the batch cleaners. Right.
In fact, like what we're seeing here, this is really the batch cleaner configuration where you're monitoring. Okay. You've got your probe that goes in on the output side of the wash pump. The inline systems install in a similar fashion, but they bring more with it. What the PCS brings are a pump to add cleaning chemistry when the system is low and needs some. It has some pumps and manifolds to bring in some water. For because of course with an inline you have evaporative losses that is a volumetric sort of thing. So you need to add water. So they're able to make both of those additions untended in an automatic mode. So that's why when you look at if you were to look at a batch system that was running for over the course of a number of days, you'd see a very gentle decline in the concentration, but it's really quite low and quite steady. Whereas on an inline, if you're monitoring this system and you're just monitoring, well, after an hour, you're probably out of spec.
Right.
Okay. So it's much more dynamic. So we need to bring more value to the opposition. That's where we're bringing the ability to add chemistry, the ability to add water, and to maintain that chemical water balance so they're running at the right concentration, which they've already proven in their QMP is where they're supposed to be.
Right.
So they already know that's the right number. Their objective is to maintain that number, and that's what the PCS does. It maintains, whereas the analyst, like most analysts are people that look at numbers and make reports. They don't often get to change things, whereas the PCS, process control system, does make changes to keep things on their kilter. So those inlines, dynamic as they are, can run effectively for months.
Right.
These systems are very robust. we've been selling them for 25 years. Most of those systems are still running today. They just go and go and go. They were engineered to solve problems, not create problems. And they do a great job for our customers.
Yeah, but over the years, you've tweaked that software and improved it as you've gone along. And I'm guessing the next step here with Analyst is obviously to make it CFX compliant.
Right, CFX is on the roadmap. A big part of that is, and again, the systems are a little bit different. This system monitors a couple of things. There's not a lot of data choices to make. PCS actually monitors, I believe it's 40 some odd or 50 some odd inputs.
Wow.
Okay. Some of those are really important for doing what it does, but they're not terribly important for anybody observing the system. So with the PCS, there's a lot of choices to be made. Which data is actually mission helpful? Right. Not mission critical, but there's some mission critical stuff, obviously. Right. But there's mission helpful information, and there's why do we care? All right, just because the PCS knows that well, like the PCS keeps track of when the wash pumps are on.
Okay.
I'm not sure anybody else cares about that. No. Okay, because there's so it's one of those things.
Right.
So there's more choices there, and what's the actionable information that CFX can take? They want to know things are in the green for sure, but those other details, there's work to go through with various stakeholders to kind of sort that out.
Well, it helps to create an interface to any of the other MES systems.
Right, and we can communicate. These are all designed to communicate.
Yeah.
And again, that's easy because these are built from the ground up for systems that are supposed to share information.
Right. Now, your principal business, of course, is a chemistry company.
That's right. That's right, and that's what our business really is. These systems are designed to make our chemical customers more successful, to make it easier. The PCS in particular, larger customers use inlines. Those are dynamic processes. Well, if it's expensive to have somebody there tending to it all the time, that's what the PCS does. It frees up that personnel so those systems just run reliably, day in and day out, hour by hour. They don't take Fridays off. They don't take weekends off. They just do the deal, and they share that information, however the customers want to share it, because running cleaning machines is what our products do. We go in there and we deliver value by being the material that removes all those contaminants. And we have a wide product line that does that. They've been developed over 30 plus years. And our latest product that we've been bringing to the market recently is the Aquinox 4626. Yep. It's yet another improvement. The goal is always to better, cheaper, faster, or at least 2 out of 3. Yeah, right. So, and that's what we're constantly working on. It delivers that better compatibility, lower operating concentrations, which means better economy. Right. And it's out in the field. It's running well. Customers are embracing it, and it's just another part of the. Remember, Kyzen's name means continuous improvement. Right. And in our business, that's the way of life. We have products we sell products that are 20 years old. Right. But we're constantly trying to improve them. Some people are using that 20-year-old product because it's qualified and they don't want to change. Yeah, even though there are new choices. Right. The existing choice meets their needs. It's qualified. It's spec'd in. They have other problems to solve. Right. Other people want the latest and greatest. They're the people that embrace, our new products and help them be the next big home run product for us in the industry. Yeah. Well, the problem is, of course, that the electronics are changing all the time, and the flux chemistries. So many new flux chemistries coming in. There are more than a dozen global flux, people that are all successful in their own right. They don't lie awake at night making sure their products get clean. We live in the era of no clean. Right. Turns out all of our clients, or virtually all of our clients, run no cleans because those are modern materials. They bring benefits, tack time, and all the dozens of reasons why you pick a soldering material. Right. They want those advantages. Yeah. They don't want to run RMAs from 25 years ago. Yeah. So we have to be able to clean those, and we can. And that's what we developed the new products to embrace the new soldering materials coming out, but it's also to embrace the designs. Yeah. Let's face it. These microphones even were bigger 10 or 15 years ago. That's true. Everything continues to miniaturize. And while it's miniaturizing, it's having higher performance, more expanded capabilities. Yep. Well, those designs are more dense. There's more in the same footprint. From a cleaning perspective, it's harder to get there. Yep. It's harder to remove the residue. It's harder to get it all back out again. That's why the products continue to advance. When people tell you that the perfect answer is this 25-year-old product, I'm sure their supplier does not agree with them. Yeah. Okay. I'm sure they see it because their designs are static, and they're right. It's a wonderful answer. But when they get a new contract that moves that down that technology roadmap, they're going to need the new performance that the newer products
or if they change their paste or anything like that.
Well, right.
Yeah.
I mean, we get calls all the time. Gee, I don't know what happened. Nothing changed, and but there's a problem today. Well, what paste are you running? And they'll tell us. It's like, well, that's not the one you ran for 10 years.
Right.
Oh, does that matter? Well, it turns out it does matter. It matters to the J standard. In fact, when you change a paste, it's now a major change in the J standard, which requires an update on your QMP.
Right.
So the standards are trying to help people follow best practices. It's always been best practice when you made major changes like that to revisit your process and make sure everything was working ideally.
Yeah.
Now it's the law, right? So good ideas turn into law eventually, right? So, but that's why we're never ending. We're introducing new products. Well, development continues. We continue to push the ball because the designs will evolve, the pace will evolve, and we've got to have better performance to be able to deal with this.
Absolutely. Well, long may it continue, Tom. And I
the
look
journey
forward
continues.
To,
That's right.
I look forward to catching up with you on the next one. So thank you for telling us about the process side today.
Nordson Electronic Solutions. Everything you need for precision automated fluid dispensing, conformal coating, plasma surface treatment, and selective soldering. Our passion is helping customers take their processes further, faster, with best-in-class technologies, dedicated global sales and support teams, and unmatched applications expertise. From the names you respect, Asamtech Fluid Dispensing and Conformal Coating, March Plasma Treatment, and Select for selective soldering, we offer years of experience in advanced technology solutions for electronics manufacturing. Take your electronics assembly process further, faster,